Hi everyone, it's John Mitchell and welcome to Area of Study 3 where we're going to look at operations management. If you think back to Area of Study 1 where we looked at different management functions, we had marketing, human resources, finance and admin, research and development and all those kind of things. Well, operations was one of those particular management functions, and all we're going to do in Area of Study 3 is just look at operations management specifically, and we're going to go, look at that particular function in depth. So first of all, what is it? Well, operations is the management of the resources to efficiently produce the goods or services. It's the part of the organisation that is actually producing the good or the service that they're going to provide to consumers or provide to their customers. And when you purchase a good or service, there's a number of processes that need to take place in order for them to produce that particular product. So for example, we'll just look at making hamburgers, something nice and simple, and that's our end product, some burgers and chips. And what we need to do there is, first of all, we need to get some ingredients, so the buns, the lettuce, tomatoes and the meat, etc., and obviously the chips and different things that we're going to put in there. Then those ingredients need to go through a series of processes. And what those processes are, it could be cutting the lettuce and the tomato, cooking the burger, and even just assembling the burger, putting everything together to help us to provide our customer with the end product. And that's what operations is. It's getting the materials or the resources to then go through a series of processes which creates an end product, which is what we call an output, but we'll get into that later. And it could be that you've broken your arm and you go to hospital. They'll go through a series of processes. They'll use their machinery to take an x-ray. They'll use the plaster to put a plaster cast on your arm, and then you'll have regular checkups, etc. That's part of the processes of them providing the service to helping you mend your broken arm. It could be that you're at a restaurant and you want a pleasant experience, and so consumers go in there, they order their meal, so there's menus, there's the facilities, the table, even the lighting and the music that's provided, the waiters and waitresses that are providing the service, and then all the cooks and chefs, etc. All that helps deliver a service or a pleasant experience at a restaurant. So everything involved that is turning our resources into an end product, that's what operations is. It's the engine room that produces the goods and the services, and that's what we're looking at. Now we need to look at operations and our objectives and the link between an organisation's operations and objectives. So operations is the area that produces the good and service, and what that can do, that can enable us to achieve our objectives. So organisations try to be efficient as possible in their operations and competitive. So by being efficient and competitive, if they're our kind of objectives, operations can really help an organisation achieve this. So for example, operations can influence the quality, the cost and the availability of an organisation's goods or services. So it can affect the quality because we can look at the type of processes that we use, the type of service that we provide, the type of ingredients or materials that we use to produce our good. All that's going to influence the quality that we have. The costs, again, that could be the materials. If we implement new machinery, that could increase costs or it could reduce costs. Everything that involved in the operations can influence the cost of our product. The availability, if our machines break down or we don't have good relationships with our suppliers and we have no materials, therefore we can't produce our good or service. Therefore, that hurts the availability of our particular product. If you've ever been into a restaurant and they said, sorry, we've run out of the steak or whatever it is that you've ordered, then that's what that means in terms of there's no availability of that particular product. So all our operations, they could improve that by ordering more products, for example, ordering more materials. So everything involved in operations can influence the quality, the cost and the availability of an organisation's goods or services, and as a result it has a direct impact on them achieving objectives, because if we have poor quality, our costs are out, whether it be too high or too low, and we don't have our product available, then that's going to make it very difficult for an organisation to achieve their objectives. So for example, a coffee organisation has the objective of providing outstanding quality. Let's say that that's their overall objective. They may need to look at their ingredients, and so they look at their coffee beans and buy high quality coffee beans. They look at their processes, and that could be part of their machinery in terms of how they're actually producing their quality, the quality of their coffee. They may look at their quality control, so who's actually checking the quality of the coffee beans or the quality of the actual processes or the coffee that before it goes out to the consumers. And then the type of service that they're providing, so they may need to train their employees or hire highly skilled employees that are highly skilled in customer service to provide that full, that high amount of quality for their coffee. So, just to recap, operations is the area of the organisation that produces the goods or services. It can influence the quality, the cost, and the availability of an organisation's products. In this video, I just want you to get a sense of what operations is, and that it's important, it's a really important part of an organisation because it can influence them in achieving or not achieving their overall objectives. So for questions, activities, and more, then come on over to teachingbubble.com.